Now, a very familiar face on our screens has got an awful lot going on in his world at the moment, including getting excited about a trading card game. Danny Sapani joins me now to tell me more about what's happening. Hello, sir.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. How's it all going, and how do you fit it all in?
I ask myself that question every day. I'm very fortunate to have a great support network around me in terms of my family and team. So yeah, here I am.
And an amazing agent as well, which
Yeah,
always helps too, doesn't it?
that does help a great deal. Somebody else to do all the admin and people who obviously love that and are very good at that sort of thing. So I can just get on with the acting.
That's the way it works. And I mean, we've seen everything from Black Panther, Little Britain. There's the wonderful work in in Star Wars. What's been your favorite over the last a few months? And because I mean, the favorites over the decade must be harder to choose.
Well, as they say, you're only as good as your last job. I'm working on King Lear at the moment at the Almeida Theatre, which plays until the end of March. And just before that, last year I did the Ministry of the Ungentlemanly Warfare, which is a Ritchie movie, and another film called The Amateur, which will be out later on in the year. The Way as well, which is Michael Sheen's debut as a director. And I think that's on BBC Two at the moment. So yeah, it's been really, really busy. But the most exciting thing that I'm here to talk about today is this Star Wars Unlimited trading card game.
Yeah, and this is impressive stuff. I mean, have you got your own card, or do you feature?
No, I don't. I don't. Not
Oh.
yet. I'm sure when they update the game, and they'll be adding the medical frigate captain to the
Well,
list.
I think that's a big part to play in this. I think every medical frigate needs its captain, so
Yeah,
you've got to have the
absolutely.
trading card.
Yeah, and he's a very, very important character in The Last Jedi. It's a brief moment, but it's a huge sacrifice. And this is I'm just very happy to have been part of this incredible franchise. I was a big fan of Star Wars as a kid, and I think this game does exactly what it says on the tin. Sort of strategy based game that gives you lots of different ways in which to engage with this brilliant legendary franchise.
And that's it. I mean, you've got characters that everyone will recognize,
Yeah.
and there are so many people in this Star Wars universe. You find all these extra people and characters, and you get to tell a story, and you get to live their story as well, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's you know, you can't beat a good story, right? It's why Star Wars has lasted for so long and continues to delight audiences all around the world, from all ages. And it's this game's no different. It will appeal to fans and non-fans alike.
With the fact that it covers such a huge franchise, and there'll be regular releases of three sets per year of additional top-up cards on this as
That's
well.
it. That's
And I
it.
think it's the expansion thing as well, isn't it? It's not just going to stop. It is something that's just going to keep growing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's so many different ways in which to engage with this game. And I'll certainly be playing it in the green rooms and in the pub, as I think many people, many others will.
If there is somehow a return to the franchise, they might be an interesting one to actually play in the green room on set there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to reappear in some shape or form. But I'm just happy to have been involved. You're obviously a big Star Wars fan, are you?
Well, I saw the first film at the cinema in
Yeah.
1977, and
Seven,
I am showing my age now, but it was just captivating, and obviously the ultimate accolade is to end up with an action model of yourself. So again, that's something to aim for if you can get back there, because that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very, very, very. I wouldn't. I would certainly not. I'd put that on my mantelpiece. That's for sure.
That would be good. But I say it is one of those sort of groundbreaking franchises that
No.
is accessible to so many people because it is a space story, but it's not just a space story. It's a story of a human or whatever species technically everybody is endeavor. I've never worked that bit out, but they all look like us, so it
Yeah.
works. But it is about that tale, the tale, and again, this is something which is borne out in the game itself.
Yeah, limitless possibilities. So many ways in which you can, um, strategize and find ways to kind of beat your opponent, either by shielding your allies as Skywalker, or going on the defensive as offensive, sorry, as Darth Vader. It's got sort of so many different endless possibilities, because of the great sort of store from all the films, and like you say, the characters, some characters that you might not recognize, but have sort of appeared in one moment, back in sort of 1977, or more recently. And it's great to watch the head to head in battles, to save the universe, of and mankind, um, against the dark forces. It's just such a brilliant story. I mean, I think there's even a religion, isn't there, for Jedi?
Jedi, yeah. I mean, if people will put Jedi down on the census as their way of life. I mean, if
Yeah,
they can use the Force, that'd be impressive.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, which are you going to play as, good or evil?
Ah, God, I think I'm always drawn to the dark side, just as because it's where all the best tunes are played. But I do love all of the heroes as well. It's very hard to differentiate. It depends on what mood I'm in, I guess.
You'll be collecting the cards, as will many other people.
No.
So it has now launched. Where do we go to get our hands on this?
You can get it at local stockists or local game stores. You can find out more about it online, StarWarsUnlimited.com, or on social media sites, Fantasy Flight Games social media channels, all across, and you can get more information there.
So we're looking for Star Wars Unlimited, and it is because there's going to be so many add-on packs that you can choose to use, or not, as the case may be. It's not going to be essential, but you can grow your Star Wars universe through the expansion packs that are there, and so it's going to be fantastic. We're looking forward to your card. It will be there soon, won't it, Danny?
I hope so. I hope
Yeah,
so.
I want a signed framed copy there now, that because that will be worth a bit of cash come years to
Maybe,
come.
yeah.
We'll have to work on that one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we look forward to seeing you in the stuff that you got coming out in the near future. So most notably, April sees the release of the Ministry of Unjettleby Warfare. So that will be great to see it on our screens and all your other stuff too. But keep up the good work. We're looking forward to seeing you, maybe a return to the Star Wars franchise and more excitement to ensue. But for now, Danny Sapani, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason.